Either they don't know, don't show, or don't care about an Avenger saving the world. That's how I felt after watching episode 1 of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. All right, here's the thing. All right, Falcon, him, and the Avengers, Bucky, all of them, they saved the world. And you mean to tell me that he can't get alone? Alone. LOAN, alone from the bank. Number one, he shouldn't have to go apply for a loan. He should be getting some sort of grant. A grant, okay? Like that. You have proof that he was part of the team that saved the world. Do you understand that if him and his team did not save the world, that your bank would not even exist? Because Thanos was going to eliminate everybody. He was to the point where he was ready to eliminate everybody because he took it personal when he saw the footage of them chopping his head off in the other branch of reality. Like that really ticked me off. That I mean I'm like, wow. I'm like it. So, I mean, this the thanks you get. This is the thanks that the Avengers get, right? Now, for one, I never assumed that Tony Stark paid them. I didn't think Tony Stark had to pay them, But here's the thing. I guess you can say with Tony Stark, I guess it's kind of like, well, it's kind of like, I guess, how they do college athletes, right? For example, Tony Stark, he paid for the Avengers base. Okay, he bought all that. Okay, he paid for food, all that good stuff, and blah blah blah, whatever. So, but I never assumed they got paid. I never assumed that they got paid. I never thought about that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I was aware that Falcon, aka Sam, he did have a job, okay, with the government. I think he was like a caseworker, I believe. But anyways, listen, that the whole episode wasn't about him not getting a loan, but that right there just stands out because this man has done so much, not just for his country, but for the world. And that's the thanks he get. Wow. Wow, people. Wow. Now let's talk about the pressure of carrying that shield. It's a lot of pressure behind that. It is, but I understand why Sam did not want it. He felt like it belonged to someone else. Even though Steve Rogers said it doesn't. But it still does. It still does. You know who's in this situation right now, in a similar situation? Well, it's a couple people that's in this situation. But, last year, Cam Newton was in this situation with the New England Patriots. Tom Brady, the GOAT, been there 20 years, okay? Now, he's not retired. He went to a different team. Cam Newton got to come in there and take the mantle. A lot of people did not want to come in there and take that mantle. It took guts for Cam Newton to come and take that mantle. He didn't do as well as he wanted to do. He has a lot of reasons why he didn't. He didn't have a legit training camp with him. But the fact that he was willing to come back another year, hey, he's willing to step up to the plate. Jameis Winston is in that position right now. Okay, to take the mantle from Drew Brees, who's been in New Orleans for almost 20 years. Okay. How's that going to go? That's a lot of pressure. But it is possible to succeed after that. It is. When you think about it, let's go back to the San Francisco 49ers. You had another GOAT, GOAT Montana. Guess what? They traded him to the Kansas City Chiefs. All right. And guess who came in? Guess who filled in the void? Steve Young. Steve Young filled in the void. All right. Jerry Rice goes on, leaves the San Francisco 49ers. Terrell Owens steps up. All right. So it's possible. But it's still a lot of pressure to fill. Because guess what? Nobody ever filled Michael Jordan's shoes in Chicago. The closest one was Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose got hurt, but even if Derrick Rose was healthy, I do not think that Derrick Rose would have been able to, live up to Michael Jordan. Maybe he could have brought them a championship or two, but you got to get 6 and win at least, win at least 3 of them in a row to even get in the conversation with Jordan. All right, but I digress. Bucky is going through therapy, which rightfully so. Bucky needs therapy. Okay. We don't know how much Shuri and Wakanda, how much that they helped Bucky. But here's the thing, whatever progress that they was working on, it was interrupted when the battle came to Wakanda, when Thanos and his army came to Wakanda. Then another thing you got to remember, Bucky, Shuri, they got caught up in the blip. Now, once the blip is over, guess what? He's not back over there in Wakanda. All right. So now he's being treated by a therapist, which, hey, he needs it. Therapy is good. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with working on yourself and improving yourself. One of my best favorite scenes in this episode was when Bucky was on a date. And the young lady, I think she said she was like 26 years old. And she asked his age. And he says, I'm 105. And she just laughed it off, And when you think about it, man, this dude is like 105. He is old, But, and another thing, like they showed a scene where he was having flashbacks on one of his missions, and it was a young man that he ended up shooting. And come to find out, the old guy that he has been hanging out with, that was his son. Now, at first, I thought the old guy that he was hanging out with, I thought that was one of his old army buddies from back in the day. But when Bucky revealed that he was 105 years old, and I'm like, okay, I don't think this guy here he's elderly, but I don't think he's 105 years old. Okay, but at the end, we put the pieces together. He was gonna go tell the old man that he killed his son, but when the old man opened up the door, he saw that he had a little shrine for his son and stuff, and he just couldn't tell him. And Bucky has a list, so I guess is a list of people where he was responsible for the murder of their family members, and I guess he's trying to go make amends or something like that. But man, that's a rocky road to go down, man. I mean, I commend him on that, but I guess you gotta think about it. This man here been living a long time. He's been brainwashed by Hydra for years, for decades and everything, and being manipulated to do things. But unfortunately, he remembers all of his victims. I don't know if you remember at the ending of Civil War, where Iron Man had Bucky pinned, and he said, "Do you even remember my parents?" And Bucky said, "I remember them all." That's, man, like, it gotta suck to be Bucky right now, man. That the fact that he's able to move around like he does, that's amazing, man, because that's a lot to bear. That's a huge burden to have on your heart, on your mind, on your body, on your spirit. That's a lot. But I like this show. I'm digging it. Of course, it's not going to be the same as WandaVision. It's 2 totally different characters, different experiences. Okay, but I like what's going on with this show. It matches the same tone that the Russo brothers did develop with the whole Captain America franchise, from Winter Soldier to Civil War, even to Infinity War and Endgame. It makes sense. All right, realistically, it's something that people can relate to. That's why I'm really digging this show. It's not just because it's a superhero show. Like, even if it's not a superhero show, it has, to me, it has elements of like 24. If you ever watch 24 with Kiefer Sutherland, he plays the character Jack Bauer. Man, Jack Bauer to me, is like a super soldier, But they're dealing with the PTSD element of it, and also, man, that's deep. That is a huge amount of pressure, filling Captain America's shoes. And then another thing you got to factor in, hey, Sam Wilson, he understands that he's a brother, that he is a black man. And check this out, a lot of people, they're not going to look at him the same way they look look at Captain America. You know, at this time in episode 1, it hasn't been confirmed on that, but like I say, I'm thinking about me. It's like it's a lot of pressure to live up to. And here's the thing: even if he was to perform at the level of Captain America, the goalpost is going to continue to be moved. Okay, but and the ultimate kick in the stomach is, here's the thing: it appears that Sam was doing the noble thing. All right, as far as saying, you know what, there can only be one Captain America. This shield belongs up here where people can adore it, like in a museum and stuff. And I understand that. All right, I understand that. But then the powers that be said, okay, all right, and Lord and behold, guess what? They went and found another person to take on the shield. Okay, that quick. And Bucky is watching this, and Sam is watching this. He's just like, oh my goodness. You know? And that's one of those things, if you're Sam, you're like, I should have just kept it then. And yeah, you should have kept it. I think you should have. You know, because check this out. Captain America thought you was worthy. He thought you was worthy. You know? It reminds me of, there's an upcoming Aretha Franklin movie that's coming out where Jennifer Hudson is going to be Aretha Franklin. All right, and before Aretha Franklin died, sometime before she died, she said, she gave Jennifer Hudson her blessing to portray her in a movie. That's a big time honor. A big time honor for a legend themselves to tell you that. It's like, okay, that's the ultimate blessing. It is. But another thing I enjoy about the show, we do see Sam's that's his sister and her 2 kids and stuff. I like their interaction with each other. Okay, and I like that. I thought that was pretty cool. I mean, it goes to show you, man, this is real life experiences. One of the reasons why they told Sam he couldn't get a loan is because they said he hasn't worked in 5 years. Man was caught up in the blip. It's like, come on, man. But that's one of those things, is that the bank's policy, or is that the gentleman who was the banker at that time? He just didn't want to do it. And that's not cool. It's not cool at all, man. And I wish Sam would have said, hey, man, I wish he would have fought back on it. But I get it. But hey, episode 1 of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, scale to 1 to 10, I'm giving it a 9. I'm giving it a 9, people. Okay, I like what I saw, and here's the thing: it's a lot of expectations that is placed on this show. Okay, I feel like it is, because once again, I mean, we're dealing with the legacy. We're still dealing with the legacy of Captain America, even though Captain America, well, I don't know what happened to him at the end of the game. I know he was old. I don't know what else happened after that, but he's not around right now. He's not being involved right now. So, but guess what? He's not being involved physically, but he's still there. His presence is there. His whole legacy is there. Bucky and Sam, they're a part of his legacy. Okay, that shield, that's a part of his legacy. All right, and to see somebody else holding that, oh my goodness, oh man. But we'll get into that when we talk about episode 2. Hey, did you enjoy episode 1 of Falcon and the Winter Soldier? Comment below, tell me your thoughts. Hit that subscribe button and that like button. Student of the game. Peace.